Hey folks, welcome back. I am wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. Just got out the shower early morning. Usually I do my games in the evening, so I figure I'd try it a little different. So today we have a medium puzzle. We're on Marty's Daily Sudoku. So let's take a look, shall we? Let's get an idea here real quick. I noticed I do like to look for pairs. Pairs are my thing. So I saw a pair of twos here, so I'm going to bring it over here to the third cube. So no 2 across the top, no 2 across the bottom. And I notice this 2 here on the left. It's going to leave me with a 2 here. Just kind of looking for some pairs here. There's a pair of 6s through the middle and the bottom. So that means hold down my control key here. Put some little hints there. So in these 3 cubes, those are all my pairs at the moment. So I'm going to scoot on down to the next pairs here. I see a pair of 7s through the middle and the bottom. Only one spot left for a 7 here. Now, see, this 4 doesn't have a pair, but it comes right down this alley. And it tells me that I have to have a 4 here. So that's helpful. So now, folks, this is what I call a ghost row or a ghost column. Over here in this right cube, this 4 comes right down the middle. Well, these two, regardless of which one is the 4, I can no longer have a 4 in the rest of the possibilities in this row. So that's why I call it a ghost row. I don't know which one is 4, but either one, I can't have a 4 here, here, or here. Of course, I can't have one here because of this one. But in this cube, even though there's nothing vertically or a solid 4, ghost row says I can't have a 4 here, can't have a 4 here. So here are my 4s for this particular cube. Okay, I have a pair of 6s here. 6 across the bottom, 6 across the top. Only one spot left for the 6. All right, now I don't have a pair of 5s, but I have a pair of 5s vertically and horizontally. So this 5 says I can't have a 5 here. This 5 says I can't have a 5 here. So the only spot left for a 5 is right there. So we've only got 3 numbers left. Okay, cool. This 9 says I can't have a 9 here. So this is actually the only spot left for a 9. And it looks like I need a 1 and a 3. 1 and a 3 to finish this cube off. Now what it tells us for this particular row is the other number that we're missing. Let's see, we got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7. So I need an 8. So an 8 has to be here. There we go. So now this has completed. I can't have an 8 anywhere else, even though this came down. Okay, let's see. I can follow this 8 over here and this 8 up here. So now we have a 8 here. Okay. All right, so this row is fully marked out. That's good. Okay, I do have a 2 that comes down here. So this one has to be here. All right, I have a pair of 1s. Well, see, I'm looking vertically. I kind of skipped. I didn't go down to this bottom one first, but I just saw this cube here that we're working on. So this one comes down the left. This one comes through the middle, so I have to have a 1 there. Okay, so let me go back to looking. And sometimes you just let your mind go. Follow through, let it flow, see where it takes you. And then when you get all caught up, you go back. I do that all the time. I'll get confused with where I was, and then I'll just circle back around. All is good. Okay. Okay, so I see some things vertically, but I'm going to stay focused here. I'm going to look at these bottom 2 here. I see a pair of 1s across the top, across the middle. So I have to have a 1 shaved, and I got hair in my mouth. Goes here. I have a pair of 5s, so across the top and the bottom, so I have to have a 5 over here. Okay. Now I'm excited to go vertically because I see all kinds of things, but I'm going to take my time here for just a moment. Make sure I'm not missing anything else. Those are the only pairs that I see. Okay, so now let's go vertically here. We're going to start in the left. I have a pair of 2s down the left and down the right, so I have to have my 2s here. Okay, let's see. What was the other one? I saw something really exciting here. Oh, there we go. The 3s. So this 3 here goes right down the middle. This 3 comes down the right side. So in this cube, the only place left for a 3 is right here. Now that singles out this 8 for us, so we can put the 8 there. All right, that's handy dandy. Okay, so now this cube only has 3 numbers left. Anytime a row, column, or cube only has 3 left, I try to identify what's left. Okay, so I know I need a 9, 8, 7, 6. I need a 5. Okay, well, cool. Here's a 5. It says it can't be here. So here's my 5. Here's our 4 is one of these two. 3, 2, and then we need a 1. So 1 has to be in one of these two spots. Now remember the ghost row we did with that 4? This ghost row works with this 1. 1 has to be in one of these two slots, so this one can no longer be 1. Okay, ghost rows are very, very important. All right, so the only number, what do we have? 1, 2, we need a 3. There we are, folks. Okay, so you see how we have a 2 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So one of these 2 here has to be a 9, and I have a helpful 9 right here that says it can't go here. So we have a 9 and a 2. Helpful, helpful. Very, very good. Now I have a pair of 2 here vertically down the middle and the right side. So my 2 has to go over here. Okay, so now what we have, folks, is we have something called an X-wing or a crisscross. So you see these 2's right here and these 2's here? They, just like this ghost row, how it can project, one of these 2 has to be a 1. These can be together, they can be opposite, but if they match another cube, if this one becomes a 2, of course this can't be 1, then that makes this one 1. You see how it kind of creates an X pattern here? If this is a 2, this is a 2. See that X? If this is a 2, then this is a 2. But regardless, no matter which one is a 2 here, one of these 2 is a 2. So what that tells me here in this center cube, I cannot have a 2 across the top, and I cannot have a 2 across the middle in this layout, because these 2's create a crisscross pattern or an X-wing pattern, and it eliminates all the 2's in these 2 particular rows or columns because of the way that they're laid out. So what that tells me is one of these 2 has to be a 2. Now I have some 2's up here that help us out. Can't be here. So here's our only spot left for a 2, which means this is our only spot for a 1. This 1's going to come out here and cascade this feller and help us out. A 1 and a 3 there. There we go. Okay, so X-wings, very, very important. I always call them crisscross. If you watch my previous videos, I was watching some other master players, and they called that a crisscross pattern. But or they call it an X-wing pattern. I guess they're Star Wars fans, but I just call it crisscross. Okay, so I now see that I only have 3 spots left here. So I have a 1, a 2, a 3. I need a 4. Now a 4 could go here, or here, or here. So I'm not going to mark it yet. I only mark it when I only have 2, unless I get kind of tied up at the end. 5, 6. Okay, we need a 7, and that could go everywhere. And then we need an 8. Well, the 8 cannot go here, so that means our 8 has to be one of these 2. Now, you see how these 8's and these 8's, they're not lined up, so they don't create that crisscross pattern. Typically, you'll have 2 to one side, 2 to the other side, and this one up here will be 1 on the right and 1 on the left. And that right there gives a pattern of matching without giving you the solution. So they don't all give crisscross patterns, but that's an important pattern to be at least aware of. Okay, I also do have this 8 here that comes through the middle, and I have an 8 that comes down the center. So it only leaves one spot for the 8 here in the middle. I know we were doing patterns up and down, and see, I got lost, I got confused. But I do have a pair of 4's here going back vertical, and I have no 4 here and here, so the only spot left for a 4 is right there. Okay, all right, now I only have 2 numbers left missing in this column. One of them has to be a 6, but it can't be here. So, process of elimination, that's the only one missing. Let me clean up my pencil mark. So what are we missing? A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's the only number left. All right, all right, all right. Okay, so I see a 1 that comes up the left side and a 1 that comes through the middle, Only spot left for a 1 is right there. This one comes on down the bottom. This one comes up the left. Only spot for a 1 left is there. Now this one is going to help us with these two. This one can no longer be a 1. Has to be a 4. Has to be a 1. Okay, so they're just kind of falling into place. All right, now this column only has 3, and this column only has 3. So let's take a quick look at those guys. See what's missing. I've got a 1, 2, 3. It looks like the 4s are going to be a little bit of a stickler. So I need a 4, 5, 6, and then it looks like I need a 7 and a 9. Okay, which I have a 9 here, but the 7s and the 4s can be anywhere. So I'm going to hold off on that for just a moment. One of these is a 2, 3, 4. Okay, this could be a 5, this could be a 5, 6, and then all of those could be 7s. Okay, let me just hold off on that for just a moment. I got 3 missing here. 1, 2. I need a 3. Cool. All right, 4. Now I need a 5. Now, cool. This 5 is going to help us. Can't have a 5 here. Only spot left for a 5 is right there. So now the 2 numbers we're missing in this column are going to help us out, and it's going to give us what this one is. So we got a 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, why did I put a 3 there? Did you guys catch that? I put that. I said it was a 5. I don't know why I typed a 3. Let's try that again. 1, 2. All right, so we need a 3. 4, 5, 6. I thought I had just boogered up the whole game. 7, 8, 9. Okay, that column is fully done. So whatever number's missing here in this cube, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So the 6 has to go right there. No other place for it. Now, I have a pair of 6s here, across the bottom, across the middle. I have a 6 here through the center, 6 down here on the right. So the only place in this cube that a 6 will even fit is right here. Now, one of these was a 2, so that makes that one our 2. One of these 2 is a 2. This one helped us out. Very important to keep up with these pencil marks, folks. I can't tell you how many times I have messed myself up not getting good pencil marks. Okay, all right, so we are coming along nice and dandy. Okay, I'm just kind of floating my eyeballs, seeing what else we have. Okay, whoop. Okay, I have this 7 that comes up, so I can create a 7 here. That gives me a little ghost row. Now, that means I can't have a 7 here, so my 7 has to go here. What else am I missing here? 1, 2, I need a 3. Can't go here. 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I need an 8, and that can go anywhere, and then a 9. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We have a 7 that comes up the left. There we go. And our ghost row 7 says it can't be here. So guess what? We create another ghost row that comes back and says this can't be a 7. Look at this. Double ghost rows, folks. Because of this 7, ghost row creates a ghost row, eliminates this with a ghost row and a ghost row. Ghost row is very, very, very important. There we go. All right, so now we know these 2 are 3s and 8s. Cha-ching. Okay, we got 2 numbers missing here. Looks like a 5 and an 8. And I have a helpful 5 right here. So this can't be a 5. That one has to be our 8. So this one has to be our 5. All right, now that 5 comes down here and helps us, says this one has to be our 5. Let me clean up my pencil mark. Now the only number left in this column is a 7. Let me clean up that pencil mark. All right, so now I've only got 3 numbers here. 1, 2, 3. I need my 4. Do I have help on my 4 yet? Not just yet. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so my 8 comes up on the left side, or right side. So my 8 has to go here. And then I need a 9. So I do have a 9 across the middle. So stretch my fingers. Ow. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I do hear, okay, cool. So remember those ghost rows we were talking about? All right, cool. I'm going to show you another cool pattern. So this 4 comes across and it can't go here, right? So we just created a ghost row that says you cannot have a 4 here. So that means my 4 has to go here. So this, folks, right here, see how there's a 4 and an 8? See how this is a 4 and an 8? This is called, I call it a double lock. If this is a 4, this is an 8. If this is an 8, this is a 4. No matter how you split that, because I can't have a 4 and an 8 here. Of course, I mean, if you count that out, 9 is the only spot that can go there. But I wanted to show you this double lock pattern. Very, very important. If you ever get two numbers just like this, a double lock, it tells you what the third number is. So I cannot have a 9 here anymore because one of these is a 4 and one of these is an 8. No matter which one it is, the other one suits it. So this one right here in this column, the only number left is a 9, of course, and then there's our 9 for that one. And then down here we're missing a 4 and a 7. 4 and a 7. So those are locked, those are locked. And see how we have these 8s? That creates that X-wing crisscross pattern because we see the 8 is above the top. Even though we already have the 8, I just want to show you that that pattern still holds true. Okay, all right, so let's go take a look at this guy right here. I'm looking at this row. There's only 2 spots left. So it has to be a 3 and a 7. Well, I have a 3 to help me out here. So that means this one has to be my 7. So that one has to be my 3. Now this 7 is going to help us out over here. 4 and a 7. This 7 is going to help us out up here. And I'll clean up my pencil mark. Very good. Okay. All right. We're just chugging along here. So vertically, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I go horizontally, I've only got 2 numbers. 1, 2, 3. So I need a 4 and an 8. 4 and an 8. Okay, I don't have the 4 just yet. But see how this 4 and 8? See this 4 and 8? And that was what I was telling you about. So see, my 4 and 8 is going to be like out here. Okay, so what are the 2 numbers I'm missing here? 1, 2. Okay, I need a 3. And I've got a helpful 3 right here. It says it can't be there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There we go. All right, cool. So see this 4 and 8? So that means this one has to be a 4 or an 8. But I have a helpful 8 right here. It says that this cannot be an 8. That one has to be a 4. So now this one is going to help us over here and down here. Let me go down first. So here's my 4. There's my 8. There's my 4. This 4 is going to come up and help me here. 8 and a 4. This 4 is now going to come over here and help us over here. This 8 is going to cascade to this one right here. Okay, I got 2 numbers left. 1, 2. Okay, it looks like I need a 3 and a 5. And here's a 3 and a 5. So I'm going to flop them. There's my 3. There's my 5. All right, there you go, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed this puzzle. I always recommend pausing it before you watch the video. Print you off a couple copies. Play along with. We saw some ghost rows. We saw some crisscross eliminations were great. And we saw some double eliminations. Now, I've only seen it once or twice. There's actually a triple elimination. If you get 3 numbers in 3 spots, it locks up beautifully as well, just like the double elimination. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, or challenges. I do welcome them all. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye.